Now we've got some that I planted in kind of like the shade areas. The wife actually gave up on the garden about a week and a half ago. She just grew it. Now I'm going to show you. I'm actually embarrassed to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you. This is outside the garden. Now we have a couple of nice big tomatoes growing down in there. This plant happens to be in an area that we never did any gardening in before. It's on the outside of the fence. There's a few of them here, and a few of these are starting to do a little, actually they're doing pretty good. However, this little squash plant or eggplant is not doing anything. But again, that's another one that's like in the sun all the time or soaking wet all the time. Now these, we didn't really plan on caring for these. We just put them out here to let them see what goes on. And again, to help keep the birds and the rodents or whatever else out of the garden. So we didn't come out here and weed any of this. We just let it go. But these seem to be doing pretty good. All right, there's a couple that aren't doing very well. All right, now this down here, this one's in the shade. Well, let's put it this way. It's in the sun maybe 3 hours a day. It's this type of light most of the day, but the actual sun about 3 hours a day. That one a little bit more, as you can see, because it's got a little tomato growing on it right about there. All right, that one has got more sun, but that's not producing anything. That one's producing, but that deep green one is doing very well. But now I'm going to show you the garden. And again, I'm embarrassed to show it to you, but I'm going to do it. The wife gave up weeding this garden last week, about a week and a half ago actually, because we weren't getting anything. That's it. We got weeds now. Now we were faithfully weeding this garden. This garden, a week and a half ago, did not look like this. And I'm serious when I say a week and a half ago. It did not look like this. Now you can't tell one from the other. Now we don't expect to get anything out of it because the weeds are taking all the nourishment. So, but if you wanted to have a garden that nobody knew about, this is the way to do it. But we would have to definitely give them some nourishment. We'd have to feed the plants separately. And again, this year I didn't do that as much as I normally do. But, you know, the garden, this ground was good, all right? It had a lot of nutrients in it. So it really shouldn't have needed the attention. But that's it. That's what it looks like. Now, there's tomato plants all up and down through these things. This thing is working real good, actually. This is PVC pipe. At the bottom, there's a cap that looks just like that cap. At the bottom, there's a cap, and at the cap, I drilled a small hole. I fill that up, and it waters the root system of all the plants. Now it goes through a complete fill up about every week. So once a week I have to fill it. The fill is on that end. I fill it up, they all fill, and I don't have to worry about it for a week. And it works. Well, it feeds the weeds really well. Now we do have a few greenies here, but again, like I say, this is nothing compared to what we used to get. Out of all the tomato plants that we have here today, we're not getting enough to where we would get normally off of one plant. All right. And there's another one, that's the same way. That also has a self-feed. I fill them and it goes down. Now this also is going to work for two things. Watering the root system, because I'm more concerned about keeping the root system watered than up above. And I would be able to use it to tie the plants up if I had to. But the plants aren't growing enough to where I would have to tie them up. And I also have a sprinkler system on this thing. This thing runs 2 sprinklers 15 minutes a day at 6 o'clock in the morning. So they're getting watered. Now grin, the root system's getting, the weeds are getting more water than anything else. But there's a cherry tomato plant. We're lucky if we get a cup out of it. Okay? These are all plants down in here. Okay? Now there's a couple other plants up against there that are not doing too bad. Alright, but the whole inside of this fence is lined with plants. Again, it's our fault because about a week and a half ago we gave up on it. It just wasn't producing, so he said we're not going to go nuts. Now I may come out here and sprinkle some feed around the base of each plant to see if that helps, but it should be getting everything it needs. Now up here we did some more on the outside. Again, figuring if we feed the critters before they get into the garden, we would have been safe. We got a few that are growing, but again, you know, we don't have to worry about the critters getting in there because there's nothing in there they want. We even tried going over here. Now this is a rich, deep, dark soil over here, and we get one plant. All right, and over here, believe it or not, we gave up on this too. There's a pepper plant in here someplace. Oh, there it is. And there's the pepper. We get one pepper per plant. And over there, if I walk around the other side, this is the dog hut for the boys. They play in this and sleep on it. And the intentions are to have all these weeds, these vines, grow up over the whole top of it to give them shade. And it's just actually starting to take. But over here was our potato plants. And these were doing well, and all of a sudden they started going down the tubes. Now these were just potatoes that had those little eyes in them. We cut them in half. I put them in a little saucer with a little water, and as soon as they started to grow, I came out here and planted them. And now they were nice and strong. These things were strong and doing well. Yeah, and again, they're not cutting it. I don't know if it's the heat or the water, or a combination, but whatever it is, it's not the right combination. So, and then over here we have another tomato plant. I mean, I planted them all over different places. Again, the weeds, we let them go, but we tried them in different places just to see if maybe the soil was just burnt out. But it's not so much so. There's a pepper plant, nothing. Another pepper plant there. We get one little pepper out of it. So I feel bad for guys that really have to do this to survive with, and the farmers that have to earn a living on it. So, and us, because we're going to have to start buying, and when we buy, now it's going to cost us more. So it affects everybody one way or another. So, but anyway, so much for that.